Okay. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Great. I like that. I like that. You guys look good. Yeah. Is that a bad birdie? Ah, I like that. Flamingos? I mean, you're better looking than I am. I couldn't pull that off, but that's cool. All right, what do we got today?
JG, we've seen throughout practices and throughout training camp that the guys have been dancing on the sidelines, enjoying their time together. You said before that you want them to showcase their personality through their play. How have you seen them do that, and how much does swagger play a role into the game?
Yeah, I think we have the best job in the world, so they should enjoy it. But yeah, I want them to be who they are, and I want them to celebrate with their teammates and, enjoy what they're doing. And typically, you heard me say sustained positive enthusiasm. Like, anyone can have a good period, a good half of a practice. Can you do it over and over and over and over? So as we get here, the challenge for those guys now, as we get rolling into camp, week 2, week 3, can we keep that up? And it's been cool to see because they've been doing a good job with it.
That was the first day of pads. So we get to talk to you yesterday.
Good, yeah, pretty clean. Got a lot of work done. I thought it was pretty physical. There was some violence out there, which you need. And got a lot of good teaching off of some things. That's different when you're not in pads as when you are in pads. But I told them I appreciated how they worked because the expectations that we set for them when we're in pads was sufficient to get done what we need to get done, practicing in a certain way that, gets us better and also protects ourselves and protects our teammates.
What's your mindset in terms of preseason games and how much you like, especially veterans, to play? It seems like coaches are kind of all over the map in terms of what's your thought process? Case
by case basis. Every team's a different team. Every player is a different player. So those conversations are going on now. But we'll make that decision collectively with the player. Make sure he understands why the decision is made, and we'll go from there.
Does Clayton look like a quarterback at this moment who, if he needed to be, could take live games now?
He's doing a good job. Yeah, I think he's operating at a high level. He learns a lot every day. Every day is kind of, just a waterfall of information coming at him all over the place in the meeting rooms. It's awesome to hear. It's really cool to hear his thought process when he makes a mistake, like why he made that mistake. You know what I mean? Talking with and Drew, the other quarterbacks in the room, what he saw, what he was thinking, what happened, And he's brutally honest. He says, yeah, I messed that one up. You know what I mean? And that happens. It's good. Let's learn from it and keep going. But I like that he plays fast. He has command when he walks into the huddle. You see the arm talent. So he's got a long way to go, just like everybody does. But he's doing a good job.
Coming from an air raid at Houston, is there anything you guys had to undo?
No, footwork's a little bit different. You know what I mean? How Drew and his coached that up. But, I mean, if you can sling it, you can sling it.
See you talking to Kyler last couple practices out there on the field. He takes into some of those conversations what you're doing out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a back and forth. He's kind of a ball junkie. You know what I mean? He wants to understand the why of why is Rallis doing that? Why is Marco playing it that way? Why is this going on? What was that? Different things. He wants to understand, why would you call that right there? And I said, well, I don't know why Nick would call that right there. I wouldn't, but I try to educate him on those things. He wants to know defense. Good quarterbacks do. So, and he's very intelligent. So he understands. You can talk with him to a level of like he's a coach. You know what I mean? Because he's smart and he understands. And it's also for me really good for me to hear his perspective. You know what I mean? Is that hard on you guys? No, that's not hard on us. Or you should do more of that. Here's why it's hard on us. So it's just the back and forth of the quarterback position, and all those quarterbacks do a good job with that. I picked those guys' brains. You know what I mean? Because they kind of have the view of who we're trying to defend and make it hard on. Ask the people that you're going against what they think, and get some really good feedback from that.
How much will you cut loose on Saturday's red and white practice?
It'll be full tilt.
Are you the type of head coach that wants your quarterback to be an extension of you on the field?
Yeah, I think they are who they are. I mean, they're probably, I say this to people, it's probably the closest thing. I got this Coach Sirianni, the closest person on the field that's to a coach is the quarterback. So, yeah, you'd like them to be an extension of you to a certain extent, but, I expect those guys to run the show and have command and make plays, and it's a production business, and be a great teammate, and when the defense trots out there, juice them up. When the offense trots out there, let's go score. So it's been cool to see. I like all those guys' personalities.
How do you guys come up with the practice playlist, the music that you guys are playing out there? Is that your stuff?
Is that all you?
Everything is all me. I got a say in it. I have requests. So do the players. The players have requests. But I have requests. That was one of mine. So is that Millennium. You guys probably don't know who that is. It's one of my faves. That would be like what you would know, Bob, as like techno, but it's not techno. It's like it's actually more like beachy trance, but that would be like techno in your world. Yeah, no, I could see you in college, just king of the techno club.
Has anybody's personality kind of shined throughout this process?
You know what? That's a great question. All 90, like really, because everyone's so different, and like as you get to know guys, it's. I actually said I was talking with Monty, and that's been a transition. You guys, what's a transition? What's a hard thing for you? Connecting with all 90 on a daily basis is hard. You know what I mean? Because, I'm watching all of them, but I don't get a chance to check in with all of them throughout the day. And I obviously do that, but, it's the best job in the world, man. Like you talk to guys, hey, what were you thinking on this play? And the answer you might get is just completely like off the wall. It's like, then you send a text to his position coach, like, hey man, like, did he say this to you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, or like, hey man, like, how's your day going? How's your wife? You know what I mean? And like the things that are said, we got some guys with babies on the way and stuff. And me being a father of 3, like I've been sitting in that seat, and it's just, it's awesome. The players are the reason that the job is what it is.
You giving anybody a day off today?
No, not today.
Look, it's still pretty early, but what do you think of the progress from guys like Isaiah Simmons and Xavier Collins in transition?
Yeah, I think all of our guys, but those guys that you just mentioned, I think they're doing a good job. But they need to keep doing, improving on the things that we ask them to improve on to make us a better team. And that's not just one guy here or there. That's everybody involved, coaches included, myself included. Like, I have to do a better job at this if we're going to be a better team. And I think that the cool thing is the position coaches and the coordinators and the staff, they communicate that effectively and swiftly. So there is no, I wish you would have told me that last week. You know what I mean? When it's on our mind and we think that, we tell them. And they want that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like, how am I doing? Like, it was breakfast this morning. Like, hey, how am I rushing? You know what I mean? What can I work on? So it's been cool. Those guys, pro players, want to be good players,
Is David's body where you want it to be an outside linebacker?
He can probably play 10 out of 11 positions, honestly, on defense. Yeah, he's looks great where he's at, how they're deploying him, how they're using him, what he can pick up. He's talked about his intelligence already, but he's doing a good job.
What's the one position he couldn't play?
Yeah, he probably could play corner, probably nickel. Slot corner. There you go, Darren.
Coach, you get asked a lot about the players and how they progressed from whenever you first got here until now, but how have you seen your coaching staff progress?
Yeah, I mean, good. There's always a handful of things, like at each, kind of period in the year and where we're at now, obviously training camp, but there's, you got to And it's a process for me too of learning that, but learning how guys tick and how they operate, and how they run meetings, how they practice, how they coach on the field is different for each guy and things like that. But I think collectively as a whole, I say, hey guys, I think we need to do a better job of this. And then you kind of give it a few days and you see, you know what I mean? And then you talk about it. And anything that I've either thought that we need to do a better job of, or maybe increase here or there, they've responded well and done a good job. But I'm grateful to have the guys that are wearing these colors coaching our players, because I know they truly believe that their role is to serve the player and improve the player, and it's not about them, it's about the players, and they've taken on that role as well as I could have hoped.
Nick said that he has to resist the urge to kind of interject how he feels about something in a position meeting.
Yeah, tell him so do I.
Yeah, but does that? I mean, I'm guessing
In his meeting, tell him. No, go ahead.
I'm guessing you would expect that out of him, and knowing what the history is.
Yeah, like as you go up, as your roles change, it's where your comfort is sometimes not your role, and you just gotta be aware of that. That's all. But him and Drew and Jeff Rogers, they have full autonomy to say what they want to say. You know what I mean? I do believe that, and there's a healthy blend of that too. But yeah, I mean, like the seat that I'm in, I'm like, man, I wish I could run a defensive meeting right now. And he hands me the clicker. Go ahead. You know what I mean? But right now, you know what? No, you run it. And so that's honestly, if you ask me what do I miss the most, it's running a meeting, like that type of meeting, and but that's not the role.
What kind of things have you leaned on Jeff Rogers for?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, the players, player management, game management, scheduling, how I say certain things, just organizational structure. It's really like having, a better version of myself in my brain right there with me to ask questions. So he's been phenomenal.
A lot of coaches, when they get into the head role, find it hard to delegate. Is that something you had to get used to doing, or are you just kind of okay with it?
No, not really for me. I think that how I always saw this role and I'm still kind of, making up my own mind too as you get going, not to say that, I'm convicted about certain things that I won't change that down the road, but I kind of always saw this role as you have to be good at doing that. And, I've been around some guys that I saw do a really good job of doing that. So it was like, okay, and the times that I have to fight the urge to not do that, it's like, what did I just see that worked? And not to say that's one size fits all, but that's part of the job that I think you have to be proficient at.
Coach, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.